Good morning, class 12th. This is your subject Business Studies, chapter number 8 Controlling, lecture number 3. Hello students, in this lecture we shall study about the process of controlling. So let's begin. Beta, this topic is given in your book on page number 295. Fine. So controlling is a systematic process involving the following steps. First, setting performance standards. Second, measurement of actual performance. Third, comparison of actual performance with standards. Fourth, analyzing deviations. Fifth, taking corrective action. Beta, now we shall study it one by one. These steps one by one. Fine. Let's start. First step in the process is setting performance standards. See, the first step of controlling is to set standard against which results can be measured. So for setting standard, targeted result must be identified and it should be quantitative as far as possible. Fine. Quantitative term can make controlling effective and standards are expressed in general terms like quantitative, like cost should be reduced, orders should be executed, overhead must be reduced, and all orders must be executed in 2 days and so on. Fine. So they are saying that while setting performance standard, these standards should be measured. Fine. In quantitative as well as qualitative, both the terms. Fine. In quantitative terms, standards can be like I told you, cost should be incurred, revenue should be earned, order should be executed, production unit should be produced, and these are quantitative. And what do you mean by qualitative? See, standards can be expressed in qualitative as well as quantitative terms. Quantitative are like physical standards, cost and revenue standards, beta, which tell quantity are known as quantitative standards, and which tell quality of the employee or superior subordinate relationship are called as qualitative standards. Fine. So standards can be expressed in both qualitative as well as quantitative terms. Fine. Qualitative standards are like employees morale, motivation, relation between superior and subordinates, and public, we can say. Fine. Improving goodwill, improving motivation level of the employees, improving honesty of the employees, all these things should be measurable. Fine. While we have to set standards. Next, see measurement of actual performance. They are saying once the standard have been determined, the next step is to measure the actual performance. So, various techniques for measuring the performance are sample checking, performance report, personal observation, etc. So, however, in order to facilitate easy comparison, the performance should be measured on the same basis that the standards have. Let's see the performance criteria measured terms one by one. Here, first of all, superior prepare report regarding the performance of the employee. That means performance report. It is given in your book. Step number 2, point number 1, performance report. This is prepared by superior, a report regarding the performance of an employee. Second one is ratios, accounting ratios. Various ratios like gross profit ratio, debtor turnover ratio, return on investment and current ratio are calculated at periodic intervals to measure company's performance. Beta, it is given in your accountancy na, gross profit ratio, debtor turnover ratio. So all these ratios tell about periodic improvement of company or performance of company. Fine. Next one is personal observation. Personal observation, they are saying progress of work, progress made in like areas, marketing can be measured by considering the number of units, increase in market share. Fine. And we can say in small organization, we can see here each unit produced can be checked personally to ensure the quality standard. This we may mean as personal observation. Fine. In large organization, we check randomly about the units produced, about their qualities. But in small organization, we check each and every unit to personally to see the quality standards of the particular product produced in the company. Fine. Last one is, see, in large organization, the technique of sample checking. Fourth point is sample checking. Na, in your book, sample checking. This point is related to that. In large organization, the technique of sample checking is used. Under this technique, some pieces are checked at random for quality specification. Fine. So all these things we include measurement of actual performance. So first of all, we have to set performance standards in controlling process. Then we have to measure the actual performance. Then पहले स्टैंडर्ड सेट करेंगे, फिर एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस को मेजर करेंगे, फिर एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस को स्टैंडर्ड के साथ कंपेयर करेंगे. फाइन. सी, कंपेयरिंग एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस विद स्टैंडर्ड. So this step involves comparing the actual performance with standards laid down in order to find the deviations. ताकि हम deviations निकाल सके, पता चले हमें कि कितना डिफरेंस है एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस और स्टैंडर्ड्स में जो हमने सेट किए हैं. फाइन. So for example, performance of a salesman in terms of units sold in a week can be easily measured against the standard output for a week. दे आर सेइंग, सपोज हमने सेल्समैन के लिए स्टैंडर्ड फिक्स किए हैं कि आपको एक वीक में 2000 यूनिट सेल करनी है, और अगर सेल्समैन ने 1500 यूनिट सेल किए हैं तो वो 500 जो है वो क्या है, डेविएशन. मतलब एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस है 1500, स्टैंडर्ड सेट किया था 2000 यूनिट का, 500 यूनिट 2000 में से 1500 माइनस करेंगे, जो डिफरेंस आएगा वो होगा आपका डेविएशन. फाइन. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट है आपका एनालिजिंग डेविएशन. देखिए बेटा, एनालिजिंग डेविएशंस. सम डेविएशंस आर पॉसिबल इन ऑल द एक्टिविटीज. However, the deviation is in the important areas of business needs to be corrected more urgently as compared to deviation in insignificant areas. Fine. So management should use critical point control and management by exception in such areas. Beta, these 2 points we have to keep in mind while analyzing deviations. Critical point control and management by exception. What do you mean by critical point control? Let's see. See, critical point control. Note an economical and easy to have a control on each activity. So it focus on key result areas which is critical point to the organization. They are saying हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में सारी एक्टिविटीज को तो चेक नहीं कर सकते ना एक बार में, तो कुछ एक एरियाज ऐसे होते हैं जिनको हम क्रिटिकल पॉइंट बोलते हैं, उनको चेक करना जरूरी होता है. तो कोई भी चीज अगर गलत होती है क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स में तो पूरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है वो सफर करती है. दे आर सेइंग अगर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में increase in 5% of labor cost may be more troublesome than 15% increase in postal charges. दे आर सेइंग अगर हम पोस्टल चार्जेस में इंक्रीज करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली वो कभी कभी करने होते हैं हमें, लेकिन लेबर कॉस्ट जो है अगर हम उसमें इंक्रीज करेंगे तो वो हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए क्रिटिकल पॉइंट हो सकता है. फाइन. So this is the thing that we have to concentrate on critical points whether the whole work in the organization is going smoothly. So we can see here three benefits of the principle of critical point control are: it helps in saving time, so the manager can focus on other relevant issues. Second, it helps in analyzing the key areas which have a direct impact on the whole organization. Third one, it enables a manager to focus on key result areas and correct deviations. Fine, beta. These three things we have to keep in mind while we are following the critical point control. Now, second one is management by exception, or we can say control by exception. See, principal management control based on belief of attempting to control which is not in the control of an organization. Beta, in your book one line is given, it is very nice line. See, an attempt to control everything result in controlling nothing. It means अगर हम सब चीजों को कंट्रोल करने लगे एक साथ तो हम कुछ भी कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाएंगे. बट अगर हम कंट्रोल करते हैं लिमिट्स के बाहर जाकर, फाइन, तो वो डेविएशंस को हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन क्रिटिकल पॉइंट कंट्रोल एंड मैनेजमेंट बाय एक्सेप्शन. सी, take control only if there is significant deviation. Fine. Number 5, taking remedial actions or taking corrective actions. See beta, once the causes and extent of deviation, एक बार हमें पता चल जाए कि deviations कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, cause क्या है उसका, तो managers को errors का पता लगाने में help करता है और हमें इसके लिए क्या measures follow करने हैं उसमें help करता है. Fine. So these are two alternatives here: taking corrective measures for deviations which have occurred, and after taking the corrective measures, if the actual performance is not in conformity with the plans, they are saying अगर हमने corrective measures ले भी लिए फिर भी एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस पर प्लान के अकॉर्डिंग नहीं आ रही, तो हमें क्या करना है, तो मैनेजर को टारगेट्स को रिवाइज करना है. फाइन. उसको टारगेट दोबारा सेट करने होंगे कि ये तो कोई भी अचीव नहीं कर पा रहा, तो मुझे टारगेट दोबारा सेट करने हैं. तो इट इज हियर द कंट्रोलिंग प्रोसेस कम्स टू एन एंड. फाइन. So follow up is an important step because it is only through taking corrective measures a manager can exercise controlling. Understood beta? So first of all we have to set standards, फिर हमें actual performance measure करनी है, then actual performance को standards के साथ compare करना है, उसके बाद deviations find करने हैं और लास्ट में हमें corrective actions लेने हैं. Fine. Corrective actions can be change the quality, specification, repair the existing machine, or we can say replace the existing machine, or undertake technological upgradation of machinery, or modify the existing process, all these things. Fine. So that our product will become more and more demanding in the market and we can earn the higher share of profit that we want in the organization. Understood? So your homework is you just revise the whole chapter. Fine. Along with this topic, steps in controlling process, and do the case studies related to this topic given on page number 301 in your book. Fine, beta? And write down the whole chapter in your fair notebook as well and send that to me on my email.